Live we go. Here we go. What are you juicing now, just in case you need it?
Well,
Mid
I'll just die.
plan. You sure? I'm gonna bring it. It's a big juice, man. Look at the size of it. We're ready to rumble with that. Righty ho. Don't think we need a pen to do our cards with, do we?
Not today.
Hey guys, and welcome to today's Zoom class. I'm here with the lovely Louise. So Alex is away on holiday. He's having a great time down in Cornwall, so it's just me and Lou today. Today's focus is going to be shoulder and more specifically a bit of overhead mobility. So we're going to start the class by doing just a bit of breath work. Before this class, as we've instructed, you should have done a bit of breath work around your passive and active breathing just to be able to create that interior abdominal tension. We're just going to do 5 in collapsed kneeling just to help with the thoracic and sort of the scapulars around the back of our shoulders. Then we're going to go into usual cars, do some dynamic stuff, and then we'll go into the main body of the session. For the class, if you don't already, need a chair of some sort because we're going to be doing some end range flexion stuff, a couple of yoga blocks, and a stick, a broom, a dowel. Not essential, but can be quite handy for a bit of feedback. Lovely stuff. You ready, Lynn?
Yep.
Better put my timer on so that we have a tendency of getting carried away with the classes, so we stick to time. So, first thing we're going to do, I want you to get into collapsed kneeling. I want you to bring your hands either side of your knees, and then I want you to imagine you're pushing the ground away. So you're going to protract your shoulder blades around your rib cage, and you're going to flex your thoracic. From here, all I want you to do is I want you to take a big deep breath in through the nose, and imagine you're really trying to expand all this posterior wall of your rib cage, okay? So you're really expanding, trying to push it all away. You should feel everything stretch around here, and then I just want you to blow out nice and gentle. We're going to just do 5 breaths here. Just as I say, get the scaps freed up, move in and get the thoracic and rib cage moving as well. And again, so deep breath in, really pushing the ground away, really imagine you're trying to expand that rib cage up to the ceiling. Nice and slow. That's 2. And again, big breath in, really push that ground away, imagine your shoulder blades are drawing around your rib cage. Number 3. Just have a pause at that top of the breath as well, like Louise is doing here. So just take a big breath in, really expand that posterior rib cage, push the ground away, feel it, hold on to it for a second, and then release nice and slow. Is that falling?
Yeah.
Good. And 1 more. Really push it away, feel that stretch, and relax. Fantastic, so we're just going to do some single arm shoulder and scap cars now. So I want Lou in a lunge position. Good, good. So I'll get you to face the other way so we can sit down. So we're doing single arm, so left leg forward, we're going to work the right shoulder first. We're going to start with the scap cars, so we're going to bring the arm up in front of us and then we're going to go about 30 degrees out to the side. So we're just in what's called the scapular plane. From here we're going to do a scap car. So what I want you to first do is punch forward, elevate, retract and depress. And again, nice and slow. You should have gone through the car tutorials, part of the Moving Room membership by now. So you should be fully aware on how to complete a controlled articular rotation. If you haven't and you're here now, then don't worry, just try and follow along as best you can. What we're doing here is we're just creating big circles with our scapula, just taking it through its full range of motion and within a pain-free range. So just find that circle. Imagine there's a pen in your middle knuckle and you're just trying to draw a nice big circle. Good. We're just going to do 3 on one side. So I think that's the 3rd for Lou, and then we're going to repeat in the opposite direction. So now you hold on to depression, we retract, we elevate, we protract, The whole time Lou's keeping hold of tension, so she's not moving from the shoulders, she's not rotating, she's not flexing or extending. The movement is purely coming from this joint. Lovely stuff. Nice and slow. One more. Good, good. Well done, Lou. Cool. So now what we're going to do is going to bring that arm by the side, and we're just going to do a full shoulder control articular rotation. So you're going to start by maximally externally rotating. You're going to bring that pinky in across your midline as much as you can, then you're going to bring it up into flexion as much as you can. Don't knock your glasses off if you've got anything else. When you get to your end range without the lumbar arching, so keep the ribs pinned under, you're going to internally rotate and you're going to start to extend that arm back as much as you can. Try not to rotate the body like Lou's doing a great job of, and then extend back nice and slow. The aim as you come in is to try to get the inside of your knuckles, the outside of your knuckle, sorry, and the inside of your thigh, outside of your thigh. Outside of your thigh, outside of your knuckle. And then we do the opposite, so we extend back first. We unwind the arm into external rotation. Up we come. Back across the midline and in. I'm going to get Lucy with the next 2 reps just face the door for us, Lou, to the left. Just so you see. So as you see, Lou's ribs stay pinned under, back stays nice and straight. Okay? Rep number 2, we're just going to do 3 reps, and then we're going to switch arms. Lovely. Keep it controlled. Keep it within a nice, smooth, fluid motion. We're training with intent here, guys. We're not rushing the movement. The tendency is with cars is that we want to just throw our arms up and round and get the job done. But kind of defeats the object of what we're trying to achieve if we're doing that. Cool. 3rd and final rep. I just realised we might need a band for the pullovers. Nice and slow, work through that last rep, and then we'll switch arms. Good. Keep fighting. Every time, every rep, I want you to try and fight for that bigger circle. Try and work more into your range. As I say, always keeping it pain-free. Lovely. Switch arms, switch legs. So right leg forward now. You alright? Do you want a cushion for your knee?
No,
Is that
got
alright? So, out in that scat plane. Deep breath, find that brace, keep everything engaged, and then off we go. So protraction, elevation, retraction, and depression. 3 reps, nice, fluid control motion. Be mindful of what your shoulder blades do in your scapula, and just work through that range. 2. Last rep. Fantastic. And repeating the opposite. So depress, retract, and then elevate and protract. I see the common sort of compensation is that our hand wants to dip down as well. So I see Lou's doing a great job of keeping her shoulder, elbow and wrist in line. So I always say, imagine there's a cup of coffee on the end of your wrist. It's full to the brim and you don't want it to spill. Or a cup of tea if you're a tea drinker. Louise, you don't even have hot drinks, do you?
No, but it could be tequila.
Okay. A little shot of tequila at the end. It's 8:10 in the morning, by the way, guys. Worrying. Other like other. Switch it round. Lovely. Distracting Lou now. Hand behind the back. Good. And then off we go. So Lou's got a hand behind the back here. This is just optional. Some people do like the feedback of having the hand behind the back, so it just fixes that shoulder, and also they get the tactile feedback of where their lumbar is. And I'd say, if you do prefer it out to the side to create that tension, then do that as well. First rep, nice controlled movement, as I said. So just warm the shoulders up, guys, so keep it pain-free. Each rep, try and get a bigger circle than the last. Number 2. Perfect. Beautiful stuff. And last rep. And back to the middle. Lovely stuff. So, a bit more of a dynamic movement now, just to sort of challenge the whole shoulder scapular complex and just start us working into that flexion range. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a downward dog to toe taps. So what we're going to be in a quadruped position. You're going to stack the knees over the hips, hands and elbows over the shoulders. You're then just going to come into a hover bear, so you're going to bring your knees up. This is just a demo rep and we'll get into it. From here, you're going to stick your bum up and go into a downward dog. Bring your head between your shoulders as best you can. From this position, you're going to then try, with one hand, get as close as you can to touch the opposite toe. If you feel uncomfortable, you can just touch halfway. If you feel really confident, you can go up towards the heel and touch right back, okay? We're just going to do 6 reps in this position, and then we're going to come back down into a hover bear. Okay, lovely. Come back to neutral, just start in the position. Lovely, and just rest there. So we're going to go for time here, so I'm just going to time us. We're going to do about 90 seconds, 2 minutes, see how we get on, and then we'll just go into the drill, okay? So, set yourself. Nice starting position. Let's lift up off the knees, and then let's drive the knees back. Really try and get the head between the shoulders best we can. Good. And then from here, we're going to tap. Nice. We're just going to move out. 10 more seconds, keep hold of it, it's going to be hard work. Try and keep them heels down towards the floor. You can feel the stretch around the back of the legs as well. Bit of a hidden gem for that. Okay, and then we're just going to come back down nice and slow. Okay, recover for a second. And then we're going to go back in. Cruel, I know. So hands down, drive up. Tuck under, really try and get the head between the shoulder blades, and then again, just a quick tap. Working for that range. As you see, Lou's opening up nicely. She's starting to reach a little bit further each time. You should notice that with yourself. Loading through the shoulders, working into that end range flexion, working on a bit of extra range. And come down nice and slow. Starting to feel that?
Oh yes.
Good. We're going to do one last thing. All I want you to do is you're just going to do the same thing, but we're not going to do the taps this time. I want us to focus on bringing between, emphasis on the flexion, really bringing back, and then we're just going to come back down, and then we're just going to do 5 nice controlled reps here, okay? So, what we come. Drive up, really reach between, feel everything here, and then back down nice and slowly. Touch the knees down and then straight back up. Oh, that's 2. Down nice and slow. And again. side. Ta-da! We're back. A panic alarm. We all have them. The emergency alarms on our phone. And rest there, guys. Well done. So shoulders are getting warm. Now what we're going to do, we're going to do 2 drills just to focus on a little bit of thoracic motion, just because when we're reaching overhead, not only do we want the shoulder flexion, but we also need the thoracic range of motion and extension as well. So the first drill we're going to do is against the wall. Yoga block, you don't need it, it's not essential, but what we're doing is we're just going to bring that right knee up for us. Left and right. With the yoga block, it just creates a bit of a gap between the walls. So the closer you are to the wall, the harder the drill will be. The further away from the wall, the easier the drill will be. So block accordingly. You can have it like so, lengthways. You can have it widthways, okay, or you can have no block at all and go right against the wall if you're really confident with the range of motion in your thoracic. What we're doing is we're going to have our arms out in front of us, and then the inside arm is going to reach all the way over. So that's this position here. From here, you can imagine that someone's pulling each of your hands up and going tug of war with each hand. So you're trying to really push the arms away, get that extra bit of range, and then you're going to bring the arm back all the way. We're going to do 5 reps per side. So we'll go into it. Rep number 1. And back nice and slow. I was going to sit in the chair there, you see what I keep going, Louise. Rep number 2. Nice, slow and controlled the whole time. Really try and reach up and over. You're going to notice that you get that rotation. As you come back and you're reaching, your palm should be facing in. Starting position, the back of the hand's facing the wall, and at the end position here, the palm's facing the wall. Once we've done 5 reps, we're going to switch sides. Switcheroo, block in, off we go again. Nice over the reach. Keep the movement fluid, keep it controlled. We're just working that shoulder through its full range of motion and having the thoracic rotation in the process. You stop counting? I always stop counting, don't worry. 1 more rep. Bring it in, really feel that stretch, hold, pause, drive, and back. Okay, now what we're going to do is some prone extensions. So I want you to lie on your front, Louise. We'll just go this way. And all I want us to do in this position is we're going to have our elbows tucked under and our hands sort of in line with our ears. And all we're doing is we're actively going to peel from the head to try and get the chest bone off the floor. So we're going to peel the head up and you're going to peel up through the back. When we get to this point, you're just going to use your elbows for support in a bit of a half cobra, and then you're going to try and take over actively again. So I'm light in the forearms and I'm trying to peel myself back to the floor actively, okay? And again. Going to peel up, peel. Find that range, use your elbows just to get a little bit more range, and back nice and slow. The key with this one, guys, is to keep the bum nice and tight and keep the tailbone tucked under, because what we don't want to do is we want to stick the bum out and excessively arch from the lower back. If you want a bit of a progression for this and you really want to make it hard, you can bring your arms fully by your side. Am I on camera there? I think I fell off it. You can bring your arms fully by the side and then you can just peel yourself all the way up, okay? We're just going to go with this position for now. So, tuck the bum under, squeeze the glutes nice and tight, head comes up, and then feel yourself move away from the ground, active, and then when you get there, just try and give yourself a little nudge with them forearms a bit further, and feel nice and tight, Aileen. And then back nice and slow, feel from your chest bone, the floor come in contact until it's back to your face. 1 rep, and again. Up nice and slow, drive and hold, and back down. Fantastic. Breath, keep the glutes nice and tight, As I say, the fight is just to keep it off the lumbar and really focus on segmenting from this part of your back. Down nice and slow. Perfect. And now I've lost count again. So we'll go for 2 more reps. I feel that stretch. Good. And nice and slow. And the last one. Oh, good. Hold. And down nice and slow. Fantastic. Come up out of that. So, thoracics had a good wriggle around. We've got the shoulders and scaps engaged. Now we're just going to go into some external rotation, pals and rattles. So what we're going to do, we're going to line our front. Lou will demo 1 rep and then you can join in at home. So what we're going to do is we're going to line our front. We'll do left arm first, Lou, so the camera can see. We're going to prop your hands up with a couple of yoga blocks, like so. Okay, the idea is you want the elbow in line with the shoulder and then the wrist at 90 degrees. If that feels a bit intense around the shoulder, then you don't need the blocks at all. You can just take the blocks away and just do it from the floor, okay? And if you don't have the blocks, just do from the floor. From this position, what we're going to do is we're going to be utilising external rotation. So first we're going to do some active lift off. So Louise is going to lift her hand up, like so, to find her end range. So we're going to do 10 of these, nice and slowly, nice and controlled. Once we've done 10 of these, we're going to find that range. So as you can see, Louise lifts her hand up. She's got about this much active range. So we're going to find that end range for her, okay? So in this position, we're going to rest for about 30 seconds. From here, we're going to do a contract relax drill. So all Lou's doing for the pressing down, she's trying to drive her wrist into the block. She's going to drive and build up that tension nice and slow, building up from 10% all the way up to a greatest, safest effort with pain-free range. So she's going to drive down, we're going to hold it for 10 seconds. When I say release, you're going to parachute the release like you're breaking a set of traffic lights, so you bring it back down nice and slowly to 0. When you get to 0, you drive the elbow down and you lift the wrist off. We're going to then hold that range for 10 seconds, as you see Lou doing here. Okay? And bring it down nice and slow. So, all get into this position. We're going to work the left arm first. We're going to do 10 lift-offs just to get us warmed up, and then we'll go into it. So, off we go. So let's start lifting. So, let's lift and then down nice and slow. 10 nice comfortable lifts. Start from a lower position as if it's your first time doing this, and then we can slowly start building up that extra range. The key is, as Lou's doing a great job of, elbow stays in line with shoulder, and the wrist and the elbow is at 90 degrees, okay? So that arm stays in a nice neutral position. And then we'll work in 10 reps. You're going to notice as you go through, you can feel everything at the back of your shoulders working hard. If it feels a bit crampy and you feel like you're cramping up, you can just lift the elbow, that will just ease it. Obviously come out of it for a second, give your arm a shake, and then just don't go as far through the reps if so. How many's that then?
One more.
Okay, and then down. So if you need to raise your block up, if you feel like you can get a bit higher, then do. Any small wedges can help just to give you them incremental gains. I'm just going to hold it for another 20 seconds. We're going to do 2 rounds, then switch sides. Okie dokie. So what I want Louise to do now, and you at home, is I want you to start driving that wrist down into the block. So you're making sure you're not just driving this part, but you're driving below the wrist, so you're trying to get that internal rotation mechanism as you're driving into the block. So imagine you're trying to scoop that block away. So let's drive into the block, keeping the elbow down, build that tension up progressively, 20, 40, 60, 80, greatest safest effort. I want you to hold that. I'm going to hold, keep holding for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now slowly release that tension until you get back down to 0, And when you're just resting in a passive state, you're going to lift the wrist off, drive it up, keep the elbow down. Good, and you're going to hold that off the block. So imagine that my finger's pushing down just below your wrist, and you don't want it to fall to the block. Keep out of contact, keep going. Another 4, 3, 2, and down nice and slow. Just going to breathe and rest here for another 30, 40 seconds, and we're going to round 2. If you did notice then when you do lift off, you're like, wow, I got, a good distance away from the block, then this is the great time just to modify that setup, stack it up a bit higher, find a range for you where you're just lifting off, but you're not obviously overexerting yourself and you're really struggling in that range. And obviously keep it pain-free. Another 5 seconds and we're going to round 2. So I want you to start driving down in, start building up that tension. Hold on to that, work hard, drive into the block. With Louise, I should be able to lift her wrist off here. She's really working hard to drive into that block. Another 3, 2, 1. Now slowly release. And once that's relaxed, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to lift that off. Good. As you can see, Lou's working hard. She's getting a good inch or so. So I'm going to raise her up a little bit for when she stops. Keep working, keep driving up. 2, 1, down nice and slow. Sorry Lou, I've been a bit cruel there, haven't I? So we're going to relax here for 30, and we're just going to finish this side off with some ALOs, active lift-offs, like what we started with, the 10 external rotation lift-offs. We're just going to do 10 in our new range, just to consolidate that extra bit that we've gained. Okay, so in 5, 3, 2, 1, drive up, down nice and slow. As you see, Lou is doing a great job as she's lifting off. When it gets hard, of lifting up from just below the wrist. So as she's lifting, she's not just trying to just use her wrist as a sort of an illusion that she's getting further. She's fixing the wrist and moving from just below in the forearm. Nice and slow. Do 10 reps of this, guys. Number 6.
Don't have a clue anymore.
6. We're going with 6. Okay, 7. Good. 8. Fantastic. 9. Last one, guys. You're going to come up, you're going to hold for 10 seconds. So drive up, hold, work hard. Keep going, give me another 5, 4, 3, 2, and down nice and slow. Take the blocks away. Jolly good. We'll switch Lou around so you can see at home. Onto the other shoulder. Set your blocks up as you need. If you don't need the blocks, good. Onto the other side. Get that set up right, make sure you set yourself up really good. Just bring it up a little bit higher, Lou. There you go. In position, nice and comfortable. Off we go. So let's do 10 ALOs. And that's a bit more range on the side, Lou.
No.
No? No. So you may notice one side might be more flexible, in more range than the other, more mobile, so if that is the case, just adapt accordingly. We are all asymmetrical in some way, so don't stress, don't overthink it. Unless you have got a serious problem with a certain shoulder, then you know it's a weak link and it's something to work on. Put that there, we're going to need that one. Let me know when you got to 10, Luke, because I'm not counting.
Last one.
Come up and home, guys. 10. Fantastic. And in that position. We're going to chill out here for about 20 seconds. Very good. So, let's start driving down into that block. Building it up, 20, 40, 60, 80. Great, safest effort. Hold it. Keep holding. Hold it for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now slowly release. And up we come. Really good loop. Holding that range as you see. Just got a bit more range, so crank it up accordingly. Keep driving up, guys. Keep driving up. Another 3, 2, 1, and down nice and slow. A tip when you do this at home is just make sure when you are blocking your wrist, you always block at the wrist, you don't block at the hand. As I said, if I was to put Lou here, the tendency is that you could just compensate from the wrist either side. So just always put the block or whatever's stopping you from falling into that range below that wrist joint. Really should have said that sooner, but no, you just kneel on your glasses then as well, Louise. Gonna hold it for another 10 seconds. That would have been an expensive trip for me, wouldn't it? Expensive class. Okay. So, second round. Let's start driving down into that block again, guys. Work it hard. 20, 40, 60, 80. Get to your greatest, safest effort and just hold. Good, 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 good. Keep driving down for another 5, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release and then up we come. Work hard. Try and get that extra bit of range. Work hard on that shoulder. Good. And just hold that. Imagine my fingers driving down that forearm and you're really trying to fight against it. Keep working, keep working. Another 4, 3, 2, and down nice and slow. We'll re-relax into this position. Down regulate, take some deep breaths. Relax into your new range. As I say, if you do feel like you cramp at any point, especially if it's your first couple of times doing it, it's quite common that you get a lot of cramp around the posterior cuff. All the muscles around the back is what we're working, teres and spinatus, so they might get a little bit crampy and think, what the hell are you doing? If so, you can just lift the elbow, shake it off, come in, and then come back in, but just reduce the height and reduce the intensity accordingly. Right, into our ALOs. So, from this position, you're going to start driving up. 10 reps, sorry, 1. On the 10th, we're going to hold for 10 seconds. Good. Beautiful. So 6, 7, keep going guys, keep pulsing it. 8, nice and slow back down. 9, last one, you're going to come up and hold. Come up and drive and hold that. Keep working, keep driving hard, come on, nearly there. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and up we come. Nice and slow on the way down. Okay. All I want you to do is sit up, get into kneeling, high kneeling or collapsed kneeling. I want you to bring your arms out in front of you. Lovely. Imagine there's an X on your bicep, so you want to bring them in abduction, so they're just in line, like so. Imagine there's an X on your bicep. What I want you to do is I want you to rotate your arms so that X is facing all the way up. And then I want you to do the opposite, so dive that X on your bicep down towards the floor, almost like you're trying to tip out a can of drink onto the floor, really rotate it, and then back the other way. Just doing some shoulder axials just to work at that range that we've just gained, just to get the humeral head rotating in its capsule. And again, just going to keep going. We'll go for another 15, 20 seconds on this, so just nice and slow, work through that range. As I say, you're not just moving from the wrists, but you're making sure that bicep is rotating down and rotating all the way up. And keeping everything in line, don't see your arms dipping. Good. Good, keep going. Shoulders should burn a little bit by now. Another 5 seconds. 2, 1. And relax. Good. So, you're going to need to pull up that chair that you've got. The next drill is a flexion lift-off drill. So what we're going to be doing is in kneeling, you're going to bring one arm up. So if Lou brings her left arm up onto it, and then she just has her right on the floor like so. Whichever position suits her. We can have your hand down if you feel that's more comfortable, and you can have your elbow down if you've got more range. Okay, so what we're doing is we're bringing ourselves in maximal, we'll have a thumb facing up actually for now, that's we're bringing our shoulder back down into maximum flexion, as you can see Lou doing a great job of here. The aim of the game from this position is we're going to just do some active lift-offs. So you're going to find your pain-free end range. You don't want to feel anything tight or uncomfortable on the shoulder. If you feel like when you're in this position, it's straight out in front of you, it's a bit uncomfortable, what you can do, you can move the chair, I'm just going to move the chair a little, out to the side, and you can just offload by bringing yourself out of that base. So find that comfortable range for you, and just the amount of flexion that suits you accordingly. What we're going to be doing is lots of 5-second holds. So Lou's going to find her end range, and the aim of the game, she's going to lift her hand off. Good. Trying to move from the shoulder and not let the whole body lift up. We're going to hold it for 5 seconds, and then we're going to bring it down nice and slowly. We're going to pause for a second, and then we're going to come back up. Okay? As I say, you can play around with your blocks if you need a bit of extra support or height on that supporting arm, the one that we're not targeting, you can do. If you don't need it, then great. So, right, that's nice, just relax. So you bring your arm a bit further in, Lou. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
Pain free?
Mm-hmm.
So, lots of 5-second holds. Let's go. So let's drive up, engage all the tissues at the top of the arm, hold, 3, 2, 1, down nice and slow. And again, let's drive up, hold, 3, 2, down nice and slow. That's 2, keep working guys. And again, I'm going to drive up, 3, 2, down nice and slow. And again, what we cut. Number 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, really drive up and hold it. 2, 1, down nice and slow. Good. Relax into that for a second, try and sink into a slightly deeper range if you can, and we're just going to pause and hold. Hold on to that for another 5 or so seconds, and then we'll switch arms. 3, 2, good. And come out of that nice and slowly. Feel good?
Mm-hmm.
On the other side. Didn't lose that.
I need to turn around.
You don't need to turn around. No, we'll just do on this side. So same again, find that end range. I'll give you a second just to find that comfortable position for you. Okay, so from here, you're going to engage and you're going to lift off, hold, 4, 3, 2, down nice and slow. And again, just drive up, 3, 2, down nice and slow. 3, 1, drive up, hold, fight it, down nice and slow. 2 more, drive up, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, we're going to come up, work hard, drive, hold it, 2, 1, and down nice and slow. Now deep breaths, just try and sink a bit lower into that range. Keeping it pain free, find that comfortable range for you and just hold. And come out of that nice and slowly. We're just going to repeat all that again. Have a minute, have a second. Do you want a drink? You sure?
Yeah.
Got a full bottle there, you've got to get through it.
Go ahead.
There's going to be a down your drink challenge at the end of this, so make sure you get your drink down. Lou's got a good 1.5 litres to get through. So let's go back to the left side. I am going to have a drink. I'm really thirsty this morning. I don't know why. Set yourself in. What we're just going to do actually, we're just going to demo a one where we aren't in collapse kneeling. So all I want you to do, Lou, is just do it from this position. So if you feel like your knees are sore in the collapse kneeling, as you see, Lou's up on a hand, and you can work at that position from there as well. Just so you understand that you can change your position. If you have got sore knees or tight ankles, this position can it just has the same effect. Okay, so from here, let's lift off. Hold, 3, 2, 1, down nice and slow. Perfect. And again, let's drive up. Hold, 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 hold. And down nice and slow. That's 2. Keep driving up, guys. Do it. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 3. 2 more. Drive up, hold. 3, 2, 1. Last one. Come up and hold. Hold it for a bit longer. It's the last one. Come on, really work hard for me. Now give me another 4, 3, 2. Down nice and slow, and then just try and relax into it, and just go a little bit further. Deep breaths, sink into that range. Very good. And switcheroo. Find your starting position, sink into that range. If you want to be in this high position, but obviously you feel like you can get more range, you can use a block on the chair as well, so you can raise up using a block. Might do it to Lou now if I'm feeling cruel. So what we do from here is we drive up and down nice and slow. And again, drive up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, work hard, Lou. 4, 3, 2, 1, down nice and slow. That's 3, 2 more. Drive up, really work. Go on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And last one, you're going to come up and hold. Drive up, drive up, drive up. Go on, go on, go on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just sink into that stretch. Have a good 10 to 15 seconds. And come out of that nice and slowly. So we're just going to finish with some kinetic press. You don't need your dowel or the stick for this, but it comes in handy for a bit of feedback. So what we're going to do, if collapse kneeling is hurting you because you've been on the floor, you can just come up into high kneeling, or you can do it in standing. The key is with this is to tuck the bum under, keep the ribs engaged, okay? What we're doing from this position is we're going to reach up as high as we can with the dowel, and then we're going to slowly drive down as much as we can. Drive the elbows towards the floor. You're going to feel the compression and the squeeze in the lats, feel the tightness around the front, and then you're going to come up nice and slowly. If you're really struggling and you're like, I can't get the dowel past my head, simply just get rid of the dowel and then just use your arms to come out as much as you feel comfortable, and then you're just going to be working actively with your hands in that position, okay? So, we're going to go nice and slow for 5 reps. So, deep breath in, tuck the pelvis under, and then we're going to drive back and down. Good, 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 good. Nice and slow. Hold that range. And then back in. And then up we go. Nice and slow. Good. Then deep breath in, pack the ribs under, really try and arch yourself back, and then back we come down. We come good, 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 good. Hold, squeeze, feel the lats, drive the elbows down, and then nice and slowly on the way back up. 2. And again. Number 3. Lou's shaking, she's working hard. Feel okay? As I said, you shouldn't be any pain here, guys. We're just working that pain-free range. And then up nice and slow. Deep breath, fix under. And then up we come. Down we come, sorry. Number 4, 5, 4. Pulse down, squeeze, 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 and drive back up. We'll rest there, guys. We're going to do one more set and relax for a sec. Bring that dial down. Shake your arms out if you need to. Have a second. We've got one more minute before the end of the session. That'll take us lovely to 45, so we'll utilise all the time. Up we come. So in the position, reach up high as you can, really punch the foot away, and from here, bend the elbows, drive down nice and slowly through the range. Get to your end range, drive them elbows down towards the floor, feel the lats engage, and then you're going to press back up nice and slow and controlled. 1 rep. And again. Down we come. Feel okay? I just pulled a little funny face, she's thinking, oh, what is this?
Another one.
Drive down, up nice and slow. Good, 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 good. Keep working. Come on guys, we're nearly there. A few more reps. I'm going to pulse down nice and slowly. Keep everything engaged. Keep trying to keep them ribs tucked under. Fight it as much as you can. And then up nice and slow. 2 more. Right, and then straight back down. Keep everything posteriorly engaged. Feel that engagement of the lats. And up nice and slow. Last one, best one. We're going to bring it back, bring it down. Fight, 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 fight. You're going to hold that end range now. Hold, hold, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And up we come nice and slowly. Fight it, fight it, fight it, fight it. And relax. Voila! Well done, guys. Hope you enjoyed that at home. How are you feeling? Good? Tired. Need that tequila. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next class. Take it easy. Lovely stuff. Right.